Geek's coverage of MWC 2015 is powered by ASUS.
Hey there, it's Miriam with Mobile Geeks. I'm here at the Samsung booth to give you a bit of a rundown on the Galaxy S6 camera. I have a Galaxy Edge here, Galaxy S6 Edge, and as you know, both devices share a camera, which is, you can see the interface here. And what's really unique about this camera is that it is an f/1.9 lens. It's an incredibly fast lens. It gathers a lot of natural light, so it's great for low light performance. But in addition to that, Samsung put optical image stabilization and a 16 megapixel sensor, which is identical to what they have on the Note 4. Now, the f/1.9 though is unique to the GS6 and GS6 Edge, and so I wanted to kind of give you a bit of a rundown on what this camera can do, what its features are. So as you can see here, we've got the basic UI. By default, at the highest resolution, this is a 16:9 sensor. So this is right now in 16 megapixel mode. You can see previous photos taken here, the video button, the shutter key, and then the front camera, back camera button. Let me show you that. There we are. And then here we've got the settings button. And it lets you change a bunch of stuff, as you can see here. There is picture size, video. You can go all the way up to Ultra HD, but if you do that, you lose some of the functionality, obviously. And then tracking autofocus. You can turn on visual stabilization if you set it back to full HD. As you can see here, grid lines, location tag, preview pictures. Quick launch is a cool feature. You double tap the home button and it launches. Volume keys, I've got them set to zoom. That's my preference. By default, I think it's set to take a picture. Here you can dismiss this bar to clear up your viewfinder a little bit. This is lets you pick an effect. So here, you know, you've got a whole bunch and you can download. And then here is the HDR button, so you can go on, off. Let me just show you a little bit by tilting. You got auto on and off here, and I like it on off myself by default. You got a timer button. You've got the flash, which is on, off, or auto. I like it on off myself. And so that's it in a nutshell in terms of the main camera UI. If you go into modes, as you can see, I set the buttons, the volume buttons down here to be zoom, so you can zoom in and out. If I rock the phone here, you can see that. So mode gives you a choice of modes. You have auto mode, which is kind of the default. Pro mode gives you full manual controls, which is really great. So you can change things like your ISO, your white balance, you know, what kind of you want a manual focus. This is the way to do it. You know, here's your macro shot, so you know you can take a nice close-up of my fingers, and then as you zoom, as you focus outward, you can get infinity, which is great for landscapes. If you don't want any autofocus hunting, this is really great stuff. Here you have the ability to change, you know, so sort of like a style, a bunch of different, oh, I just took a picture, a bunch of different modes here. You can some presets, so you can save those if you want, which is really great. Then what else is there? Exposure, very important, be able to change the exposure dynamically, and it reflects it in real time, so you can actually look at it you know, any way you want, and tells you here where you're at with it. It's a very fine control, which is great. Now back to mode, you get selective focus, you know, tells you here tap an object less than 20 inches away to focus on it, then tap the camera button to take a picture. Lets you refocus after the fact. And then let's see, we've got panorama, of course, lets you take panoramas. The slow motion button, this is for slow motion video recording. As you can see, it's changed to the video camera UI. Fast motion, same thing for fast motion recording. And then virtual shot. So this tells you tap the camera button, then circle around an object, and it'll give you a virtual view. It's just kind of a cool feature. And then you can download more cameras, which is, as you can see here, kind of a cool feature. So going back to mode and going back to auto, yeah, I mean, this is kind of cool. I just, by the way, showed you the effects, so you can download more effects, of course, here again. This seems to be set to, the store at least seems to be set to Spanish, I think, or maybe Catalan. Here's the video UI, just so you get a piece. You can pause the video so it doesn't stop it, but actually stopped the recording already, so I'm going to go back. So it's interesting that when you go into video, it starts recording right away. It assumes you really want to get started. Yeah, that's it in a nutshell. I mean, there's no magic revolution here in terms of UI, but what's really important to understand is that this camera is killer. I mean, it has really the specs to die for, and nobody's really done this yet. As you know, Nokia's done some really crazy stuff in the past with a 41 megapixel sensor on the 1020, and that lets you zoom losslessly and stuff. There's none of this here, but this is a much thinner phone. It's a 6.8 millimeter thick phone, and it gives you like some of the best imaging experience, short of like getting a Galaxy K zoom or like a Asus a Zenfone zoom, or there's a bunch of specialized phones out there like the Panasonic CM1. All of these are designed to basically focus on photography. This does not. This is a mainstream phone offering you an incredible imaging experience. Look at how you can track two different faces in real time. Yeah, it's really impressive, and the quality of the shots it captures. Let's take a quick picture here so you can have a look. Is really remarkable. This lady over here taking photos with her iPhone. You can see in low light there's no grain, no noise. You can really see an incredible amount of detail despite the fact that I'm zoom in quite extensively here. So this is what the GS5 offers, let me show you here. Look at even the fonts in the distance here, and the color quality on those balloons, and they're so far away. It's really remarkable. Notice there's an interesting UI element here. If you swipe this way, you get back to the camera UI. Swipe that way, you get back to the photo browser UI. So that's kind of new and unique. I've never seen that before on a Samsung phone. Anyway, I'm going to stop here. I could go on forever. You know me and cameras. But this is really, really something amazing. And really, really looking forward to getting my hands, particularly on the Edge, because I think it's a cooler looking phone, but specifically for this camera. Kudos to Samsung for really nailing this. I'm Miriam Jouar. Here at Mobile Congress 2015 with Mobile Geek. Stay tuned for more coverage. Cheers.